What's up, y'all? So today I want to talk about how to get dividend checks from your business to pass on to your kids because Brianne LaFay asked me to on YouTube. So shout out to her. And so this video is very simple, very straightforward. The answer probably gonna be a short video or podcast if you listen on the podcast. Shout out to the podcast listeners. So basically, so what a dividend is, first of all, what a dividend is basically a disbursement or a payment from a business to equity owners. Okay, so if you have ownership in any company, you can get a dividend check from that company. So, for example, if you were to invest in McDonald's and the stock, then you could receive a dividend check because you're an owner. So you'll receive a percentage based on how much percentage of ownership you have or equity. Ownership and equity is synonymous. All right, so if you based on the amount of ownership that you have, you can receive a dividend check for that. So when you heard me say that building wealth and building your cleaning company so that way you can pass it on to your kids and your kids don't even have to clean, they can just have ownership in the company and have equity in that company and then just receive dividend checks. What I'm saying is basically they'll just get paid to run the business or even be a part, just have equity in the company. They don't even have to run it. They can have a CEO run the company, but being that they have equity or ownership of the company, they'll still receive dividend checks. Right now, if you're just an LLC, I think you said you started 2 months ago. So right now, you're probably an LLC. And then the way that you're probably paying yourself as a single member LLC is you're probably paying yourself with what's called an owner draw. Okay, because LLCs get owner draws. Corporations get dividends. All right, so it's basically the same thing. The same way that you transferring money out of your business account right now from your LLC's account and just giving it to yourself, no taxes taken out, no payroll or anything. That's very similar to what a dividend is, basically. Okay, so as you get big and grow your company to a very large company, what's going to happen is eventually you're going to change over from being taxed as a sole member LLC, and you're going to probably transfer to a S Corp LLC. Then after you get too big for that, you're probably going to transfer to what's called a C Corp LLC. I don't feel like breaking all of that down. I got videos on that. But when you get to the C Corp, that means you're taxed like a corporation. You might even change from LLC all the way to a corporation, or just keep it an LLC and be taxed as a corporation. Either way, once you're taxed as a corporation, you're bringing millions of dollars in through the company. You can assign equity over or shares of stock of the company over to your kids, and your kids can start receiving dividend checks from being owners of the company. So that's all I meant when I say that, because her question was like, what are these dividend checks that you're talking about and how do you sign up to get them? So that's just basically the breakdown of it. So, and sometimes I'll get to talking when I do these videos and podcasts, and I don't realize that I've been doing business for 11 years now. And everybody, I don't know, since I was 19, I'm 31. Somebody do the math. Okay. I'm good at math with a calculator by me. But anyway, but sometimes I don't realize how fast I'm talking, or I'm assuming things are known that are not known. So I'm glad that Brianne answered this question so I can break it down. If you guys get any more questions, definitely don't hesitate to send them in, whether it be on Instagram. I'm very active on Instagram. I try to reply to all of my YouTube comments. I try to. And then if you're on the podcast, definitely reach out to me on one of those different levels, whether it be Instagram at AJ Simmons Online or at Clean Biz Network. Either one of those is fine. I still manage both pages. Or you can just comment on a YouTube video and I'll try to get to it as soon as I can. So, but yeah, that's all I meant by dividend payment. So the goal here is to build your cleaning business up as big as possible, okay? I know a lot of you guys out there like to clean, okay? If you like to clean, then just be a subcontractor and don't have a business, okay? Don't build a business out of it. If you really just like to clean, make sure that you're getting paid top dollar. Make sure you're getting at least $18 an hour. Matter of fact, actually, you can charge full price. If you don't subcontract, you can still charge a full price. If it's commercial, somewhere around about $25, $30 an hour. If it's residential, you're more in the range of $45 an hour. And then get the full price and get as many contracts as you can get and just max it out. Okay? And then be a solo cleaner. And you probably can clean up to around about $60,000 to $100,000 worth of contracts a year. That's about the best you can do. It's gonna be hard to clean $100,000 worth of business for a year, but maybe 60,000 you can clear that easily as a solo cleaner. Okay, maybe how you one small helper or something with you that you just pay as a 1099 contractor. I wouldn't pay them under the table because that means that's money you getting taxed on that you didn't actually receive. That's why I recommend just at least paying them as a 1099 contractor. But anyway, but if you're gonna do that solo stuff, then make sure that you have insurance in place. We get you some workman's comp. Make sure that you have that you're saving in some type of aggressive retirement account. And I don't mean aggressive, I mean something that's going to give you more interest than a regular savings account at a bank, or something that's going to give you more than a mutual fund because they don't give you anything. Money market, CDs, none of those type of investment vehicles are going to give you anything that can beat inflation. So when I say aggressive, I'm talking about something that can give you more than 3.5%, 4%, because that's usually where the inflation rate is. Okay, so you want to put your money and something that can give you something. As a matter of fact, I would recommend too, maybe put your money into some income producing properties. Okay, if you're going to be a solopreneur, I recommend doing that regardless. Okay, because you never lose with real estate for the most part, because everybody got to have somewhere to live or house their company. So, but if you don't want to be a solopreneur and you're not being, if you don't have only yourself to think about, and you want to provide for future generations, then that's why it's important to build a system out of this thing and build it as big as you possibly can, so that way you can pass on the shares of that company to your kids. And then also so you can serve more people. The more people that you serve, the bigger the company will get, the more money you will make, period. Whether it's about you, whether it's about your kids, or whether it's about the world. I always tell people, I don't do this for me. I do this for my kids, but not only for my kids, I'm doing this for the world. You know what I mean? Every day I can make a difference in the world by making my business bigger because I'm providing more services. Okay, so if you want to make a bigger impact, build that business, put systems in place, start hiring more people. Okay, start promote yourself, figure out how you can get your business out there. Okay, and that's how you can pass it on. You can't pass on a $60,000 a year solopreneur business. Your kids don't want that. Just because you didn't mind cleaning 20 houses a day, that don't mean your kids ain't gonna mind. They don't want it. I'm telling you, they probably don't want to clean toilets. And then who knows? If for my young people out there, if you like 20 and 50 years later, you know what I mean? Or not even 50 years later, 20 years from now, your kids get grown. Who knows where, you know what I mean, where technology is gonna take it. So it's like, you got to be prepared. Like, cause think about this: if you in an ownership position, let's just say AI does affect our industry, because a lot of people say that it won't, and I don't feel like it will anytime soon by far. But what if it can? Okay, what if they get some robots out there that can actually duplicate a cleaner? You want to be in a position as a company to be able to buy those machines, so your business will still be up and running. And then that just means your staff can get a little bit smaller because somebody got to fix those machines, repair those machines, run the software, all of that. But if your company is big enough, you can still keep up even if AI and robots start to impede on our industry. Again, I don't think we in jeopardy by far. I've been looking at it. But in case that happens, if you build a company, not only can you pass that on to your kids and provide more services to the world, but then you can also keep up even if robots come in, because you can just buy them and incorporate it in your business model then. You see what I'm saying? Versus if you're a solopreneur, then you out of a job. You know what I mean? That's another thing to consider too for the people who think they're going to be solopreneurs. That's why I say get insurance, make sure you got retirement things in mind, and make sure that you got insurance if you're going to be a solopreneur, because what if you break your leg? What if you get in a car accident? What if, you know what I mean? Anything can happen. Okay, so that's why I tell you guys, make sure you create a system out of your stuff and build a business. And speaking of creating a system out of your business, I might as well do one last shameless plug for this product before we take it down. I have a cleaning business masterclass that I created with a guy by the name of CJ Wood, runs $1 million cleaning company. We partnered together to create the Cleaning Business Masterclass. And if you go to cleaningbusinessmasterclass.com, you can learn more about it. It's a free webinar that teaches about what's in the course, but it also gives you a lot of value too. Y'all know I don't put up anything if it ain't got no value in it. So even if you just want to hear about, even if you just want to hear that free value, it's like an hour-long video telling you about how to put systems in place and what these big companies are using to get customers. Okay, so go check out that video, cleaningbusinessmasterclass.com. But we ending that Cleaning Business Masterclass September 30th. Okay, September 30th, 2019. I don't know when you listen to this, but if it's past September 30th, 2019, you missed this masterclass with me and CJ, okay? But go to that website, check that masterclass out if you're interested in creating a system out of your business and acquiring customers and all of that, all right? But that's why I preach systems, okay? So you can have something to pass on to your kids, and that's how you do it, by providing them with equity, and then they can take dividends, okay? So that's what I got for y'all. Hopefully I wasn't too far to the left and I answered all the questions that were expected for me to answer. If you got more questions, leave it at the comments of this video, or you could message me on Instagram if you listen to the podcast at AJ Summers Online. Thank y'all for listening.